our per tradition, you know, we come up with an idea for this segment, like the warm up. I had something
minute to win it. This was the minute to win it, and we
minute
got
to win it. There you go. Okay.
We got 60 seconds to let that thing buffer, guys. So, you know, at this point, I just kind of hang out with you, our audience that joins right away, or our audience that you know, our viewers that watch on YouTube later or watch on Facebook afterwards. Thank you for starting at the beginning. I see you and I appreciate you. And what we're going to do to guys is it's New Comic Book Day and we're talking about new comics. This is the same old thing, except what makes this special is every Wednesday, different comics come out. And so we get to talk about those suckers. I mean, unless you're John, you just pick up X-Men book after X-Men book after X-Men book. You never...
Allegedly. Allegedly. You don't know me.
I love it, bro.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, we are all shared out, you guys. I think I might just be getting better at that. I don't know. It's like I was prepared this time or something. Weird.
Yeah, almost, huh?
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and set sail here. So, without further ado, insert the biggest drum roll I can do on a glass desk without sending my monitors careening to the floor. Hey everybody, it's a comic book look. It's your boy John on Demand, aka looking so fresh off the treadmill, that is. I am a disgusting mess this evening, but still looking fly as ever. Clark Kent glasses are right here beside me, but they fog up because I'm so hot to trot about comics tonight. Of course, you guys joined by co-CEO Tom Devine. There can only be one. We are a comic book look proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics. So if you're in the Sioux Falls area, swing by and say howdy at 42nd and Minnesota Avenue. And if you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, we got a crew there as well to take care of your comic book needs. So, Tom, how the heck are you? We're at the end of June, almost end of June. Actually, we got one more week, don't we?
Yeah, but it's kind of winding down. But, you know, I would say we're in the heart of summer. I'm outside right now, and I know John is, you know, just got done actually working out. I'm just sitting down and I'm sweating, and it is brutal and humid out. I think it was like 86, but I'll tell you what, guys, I have 3 kids, and so when I do a comic book look at this time inside during the summer, my 3 kids are not sleeping like they are during the school year. So it's just like really rambunctious. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to take it outside, and I love being out here. So it feels great to be out, and it feels even better to connect with my number one homie, John Runyon. So, man, good to freaking hang, bro. And yeah, man. I mean, how you been? I mean, are you missing now? You're back. You haven't just got back from Denver. You aren't doing such exciting things like going seeing the Shining building or like going to the mecca of comic book stores on Mile High Comics.
Yeah.
So how is it back to the real world, John? I mean, is it melancholy a little?
It kind of is, but it's not, because, you know, Mile High Comics is big in terms of square footage, but I feel like we got our own little mecca going on right here in the 605. You know what I mean? Right. So I think, yeah, I just, you know, you walk in, you know, they know you, they know what you like. Even this week,
you, John. Derek, thank you guys so much.
And Derek especially, I lifted him up today, and everybody at the shop was like kind of chuckling, thinking I was kidding. I'm like, oh no, guys, I'm serious. Like, Derek has had some great recommendations for me, and he puts aside some special covers that he knows that I'll like. He got a kick out of our fashion show when we were at Krakoa with Mindy. So it's really cool to get the support of the people at the shop too, just for tuning into our fun shenanigans. So, you know, Sioux Falls has a lot of things going for it too. It's good to be back. It's really what you make of it, you know. And Tom, I think you've been doing really good at getting outdoors. And the basketball tourney, it looks like you had the family kind of step in and scoop up the missing team slots this time around. But I love that you're just gathering people and having fun, and you're doing it outdoors, because we don't get to do that for half the year.
That's right, man. So, you know, I take advantage when I can. If you guys are in the Sioux Falls area, I play basketball every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. It's called Sinners League. You should be in church. But if you're not, you can come play basketball with me at Riverdale Park, 10 a.m. Everybody's open. Play a little lightning. Then we do some half hour of, 5-on-5, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, 2-on-2. But John's talking about this week. You know what happened? No one came. It was Father's Day. I feel you. It was kind of raining. But I called in the reserves, and I just got to play with my family, which ended up being a good Father's Day, right?
Speaking of your family and how awesome you guys are, I was giggling at my fridge because I still have the holiday thing where it was the Mortal Kombat style greeting card. And then I saw it rainbow. It was behind the register on the pole. And I was like, that's awesome. So very good job, Tom. Very good
Of
job.
course, I send a Christmas card out to my shop. I mean, I love rainbows so much.
I need to do that. Shame on me.
They're very important to me. So yeah, they're the top of the list for sure. But yeah, man. And speaking of Derek, I just want to say has a really funny, dry sense of humor as well. That is awesome. He always has cynical jokes that are very funny. And then our shop was so awesome today. John actually came out. He recommended a bunch of good stuff, said he read some, said this was his pick of the week. And I was like, you know what? I got a little bit of extra Skrilla this week. I'm going to just spend it on comics. And I pulled the trigger on some stuff I probably wouldn't. I'm I picked up 2 superhero books that I wouldn't get, one from Marvel, one from DC. So, that superhero fatigue's not, maybe waning away. Maybe I'm ready to get on these series again. I'm already picking up like Batman, red and black and white, and, Superman, red and blue. And I've been Rorschach, and I've been, Adam Strange. So I don't know. It seems like this superhero thing, it might be coming back. Who knows?
I'm so happy to hear that, Tom. And I just full credit to Wednesday Comics. I really feel like the book club episode really did it for you and recharged those batteries. Because when you get exposed to superior superhero literature, such as the Dark Avengers, I get recharged every time I look at my poster right above my screen.
I want to call you out, but I liked it so much reading those comics that I can't even be mad about it. You're right, John.
But no, seriously, I'm kind of curious to see what you picked up tonight. This might be an entertaining episode after all. Oh no, that's awesome. But yeah, it's a generous stack tonight, a healthy variety for me as well. So I bet we'll have some similar notes, but different covers. Of course.
So I say we pop right into those, man. What do you got going?
Do it. All right. Well, I'm just going right off the top here, you guys. Going indie, creator with maybe some Sioux Falls connections on there. But you guys, Image Comics, Stray Dogs Number Fizzy. This is an interesting book because it is. What is it being picked up on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. Creator has Sioux Falls ties. That's pretty cool. They did a signing at Rainbow Comics, and there's actually a really cool video on the Facebook page for Rainbow Comics. If you scroll back and check it out, it was a couple months ago. But there's like a whole interview that talks about the project in detail. And I gotta say, this book went from cutesy to 100 real quick. Like, we're on issue 5, and I'm like, oh, we're living in some dark times.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just straight. We're talking about a very, very bad person who's had these dogs. And I heard this issue gets pretty brutal. So I can't wait to get through it. I haven't cracked into it. I was able to read a few comics this week, but I have not read this one. But of course, me and John, get the opposite covers. Like always, that's the way that me and John... That's just how we do it.
We literally don't plan it, you guys. We don't. It's just, I want option A. I want option B. Yeah. So, all right. I'm going to try to put my eyes back on here without fogging over. We'll try it. Okay.
Oh, hey, Clark, Superman was just here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good to have you back, though, too, Clark. Appreciate it, man.
I don't feel like Clark right now, but thank you.
All right, next up, I got Wonder Woman Black and Gold. Like I said, I have been reading the red and blue and the black and white, and it's the prestige format that I like with an actual binding. It's only $5.99. Sometimes like regular Marvel comics are $5.99 that don't have that binding. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I can't be misogynistic and read Batman and Superman and then cut out a Wonder Woman. So I got it, and I actually finished this book today. When I got home, I do like those anthologies, and it is one of those perfect anthologies where I got like 4 stories. 2 of them were really good, and the 2 of them weren't that great, but it was still fun. Yeah. And the 2 that were good were totally worth the whole thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think I gave this 5 out of 6 beers. So yeah.
Oh, holy smokes, that's awesome. Yeah. That's interesting. So is that in conjunction then with some of the? Well, never mind. I was going to say some of the red, white, and black, but that's like all Marvel hoo-ha. Are they doing other characters though in that fashion? Why black and gold? I guess is my question.
I think it's because Batman is Batman black and white, and then it's only black and white. And Superman is red and blue, and it's only red and blue, and they add some black too, but they don't say that.
Okay. And you can tell I read these.
Yeah.
New 51, what?
New 51, where you at, dog? Call Johnny out. But then this one, I think, because Wonder Woman's also red and blue. I'm sure they couldn't do Wonder Woman red and blue as well, but the gold really pops on Wonder Woman, so I thought it was a good touch. So then inside the issue, you only get black, white, and yellow. So if there's a yellow or a gold, since it's black and gold. So yeah, this opening one. Here's Wonder Woman, and only the gold parts of her wristbands and her chest plate are gold. So it's just kind of a cool artistic choice, but it's also a good a fun way to get back into it without having to worry about continuity. That thing that I'm not that big of a fan of.
I know, I'm not either. I hate it.
Yeah, I know you're not. Yeah.
Dan Robinson, hey you two. Hey Dan, thank you so much for tuning in this evening, and hope you're having an amazing week in comics.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff flying at us. A lot of stuff.
What's up, dog?
Well, up next, you guys, I too am experiencing superhero fatigue so much that I decided not only to wrap up the Heroes Reborn, but to continue on this really stupid journey and do Heroes Return issue number 1. Now, this is the Avengers we kind of know and love, aka Blade and Captain America and a very drunk Thor, and then a kind of Phoenix and someone else I don't know, and Black Panther, I think, taking back our universe. Now, this
John, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Heroes Reborn is done now?
So issue 7 happened, so this is the continuation of that, and I suspect if you put issue 7 with the Squadron Supreme going one way, they're charging at these dudes. So it's probably a connecting situation. So this is where it turns. So is the event done? No, unfortunately not. And I'll probably be suckered into this for another 7 issues. I gotta say though, you guys, for an event as big as this, it's just kind of, it feels so isolated that it's just that alternate reality hoo-ha. And it started out okay, it was fun. And the Imperial Guard issue I love. The Alpha Flight issue actually was really good. It came out last week. That was a lot of fun too. But it doesn't matter at the end of it. It really doesn't, because Alpha Flight still isn't getting their ongoing. I'm still crabby about it. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm going to give it a shot. And that's why I got it was, okay, I'm curious to see if it's going to be awesome or not. But I got to say, overall, this event, next to like a Dark Reign, for instance, not good.
Yeah,
not good. It's just not on that scale. But it's definitely worth a look. And I will say that I've learned way more about the Squadron Supreme characters because they just have the most candid, funny moments, like downtime, more into their personalities and stuff. And that was entertaining to me. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I can't give it a beer rating because I haven't read it yet. Watch me really like it. I've been surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a couple of comments sneaking in here. First of all, Mr. Aaron from Minnesota. Check out the Harley Quinn Black, White, and Red trade paperback that came out a few weeks ago. That was really fun.
Nice. Aaron, I'll have to check that out for sure, dog.
Mm-hmm. All right. And Mr. Dan, haven't gotten mine yet, but will be in a few weeks. I'm looking forward to my Godzilla one, though.
Nice. Godzilla. I don't know who's on that right now, but yeah, there's been some good ones. When James Stokoe was on Godzilla, Dan, that was my favorite run. So if you like Godzilla, search out that James Stokoe Godzilla version. It's the best.
Do you know? Have we talked about this? Is Pocahontas reading Godzilla comics?
I don't think he reads any comics.
I'm just curious because he's such a Godzilla aficionado. I'd have to bug him.
He should be. I bet he has read them, but I don't think he's picking them up normally. We'll have to reach out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan, you're the man.
Dan has it. He's on it. That's awesome. All right, Tom, you're up.
All right. Next up, I got Old Guard number 3, Tales Through Time. This is staying with anthology. This is a Greg Rucka series. The Old Guard was a movie on Netflix, so some people may have seen that. I'm a big fan of Greg Rucka. He does great characters. This is about an eternal team. They live for a very long time. These are short stories in that world, not written by Greg Rucka. So he's calling in some favors from some pretty big comic book people. And in this one, we get Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Avon Oeming together. So if you guys have ever heard of Powers, it is a really great series, the last really great series that Brian Michael Bendis did, in my opinion. It's awesome, and they haven't done anything that I know of since then, so I was really stoked. We get a very original Michael Avon Oeming art with Brian Michael Bendis writing, and it's just so good, and it cuts back and forth through these really beautiful war stories. I loved every second of it, and I did end up reading this one. I gave it 5 out of 6 beers. The only reason it's not getting 6 out of 6 is because it just makes me want the main Old Guard series, not this mini series that we're doing right now.
Well, then it's hot out. You gotta have one. Stay hydrated, Tom. Come on.
That's right, boy.
All right, we are dislodging the X-Men train for a hot second. Ooh, I got one. All right, Tom. Best Marvel book that came out this week.
Oh, best Marvel book. Okay, let's see. It's got to be. Let's go with Cloak and Dagger 42.
Oh, well, close. But maybe not. Maybe they'll appear though. With the way this roster's looking, I support that. And so you guys, straight from the pages of the Immortal Hulk, Gamma Flight. What? I was just saying Alpha Flight is not getting an ongoing. And here we mean
Gamma Flight?
With the same cover.
Oh, what are we doing, John? We're brothers.
We're twinning. I am just beyond curious about this random lineup. Plus, Puck as a character is just so funny to me. Like, he is just a hoot, and total Midwestern hoot. But I love it. Absorbing Man up in the cut. Doc Samson in a green Sasquatch body. This doesn't get any more twisted. I mean, this will be fun. Gamma Flight, number 1. I'll be curious to see where it goes, how long it goes. We got Ewing on the 1s and 2s, though. So I've been enjoying Immortal Hulk, and I don't even read Hulk. And I'm liking it. So I feel like we're in good hands, Tom. I don't know. Like, why'd you pick it up? What drew you to that one?
Well, a couple things. You have been talking about how good this Hulk run is. And also, Mark Wagner came on our show, and he also mentioned that it was really good. He's the one, wrote Dead Cells. And then when I got to the shop, John was like, Tom, this was my favorite book of the week. I enjoyed this book the most. And I said, dude, it's a new one. It's Hulk. It's Al Ewing, the guy that's been writing the best Hulk book. It's time for me to just hop on board, jump on that superhero train, choo, choo, and freaking, and be like John. Make me Marvel.
Make mine Marvel. That's right. Well, that was my humble offering for this round.
All right. So my next one is Shadow Service. I am still on this. I think the last one I read was issue 7. So I've missed 8. So I have to get it. But it's basically it's from Vault. It's a story about these guys in purgatory being assassins throughout time in order to make it to heaven. And they're kind of angels. And it just goes haywire. And there's a lot of double crosses and nothing's happened. And all this weird stuff's happening, but they got all these crazy powers. It seems convoluted, but honestly, I've really enjoyed the series, and it has been pretty straightforward reading it. There's still a lot of action, a lot of blood, a lot of funny moments as well. So, I'm still on board. I will be catching up in Shadow Service. I'm just interested also, how long is this going to go? A Vault series at issue 9? Love it.
Yeah. That's cool, actually.
Yeah.
Well, my next one is kind of a big, exciting deal, and I'm excited about it for a couple of reasons. So what I am talking about, of course, you guys, is Marvel Voices Pride #1, which is Marvel's contribution to Pride for Pride Month. And this was one of Derek's pulls for me that was not on the wall, so he set this aside for me was this groovy North Star cover variant. which I thought was just so dope. First of all, that he thought of me because he was like, "You have a thing for North Star, don't you?" I'm like, "A thing for Alpha Flight, yeah." So I'm like totally freaking out, like, "Oh my gosh!" Because this was one of the covers that I was eyeballing, and then just to have it in my pull box is so freaking awesome. So again, kudos to Rainbow Comics for that, Derek specifically. Love that, love that, love that. And then I did get the Hulkling and Wiccan variant cover. This one was also set aside for me. It was not on the wall either. So both of these were pretty scarce on the wall. There were some other covers, including the normal one, which I wanted to like, but it looked so not good.
Did it?
I did not like the Marvel cover because, like, if you see it, it's like kind of anime, but not like Dawkins. Just like, hey, and it's just like, dude, that's Dark Wolverine.
Yeah,
Buck up,
exactly.
And so, yeah, and the covers that were on the wall, I just wasn't really blown away by as much personal preference.
Yeah.
Now, the Marvel Voices series has been, putting out a lot of offerings, and they have all been wonderful. I was someone a couple years ago that did not like these, the gathering of various creators in one issue. I just didn't enjoy it because I'm a continuity junkie. I live for them now. I love it, love it, love it. And so the DC Pride offering earlier this month was fun to read. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I got both covers of that one as well. I was just like, yay, I was really excited. And for Marvel, I'm just curious to see what it holds and what it means.
I don't know. Yeah. I must have just been must be so anti-Marvel. I didn't even see this book on the shelf, bro. I picked up the DC Pride one. I would have probably picked this one up. I don't know. I was there at noon too, so I know it's not sold out. I might have to go this week and check it out. A little secret: my boy John said he put some good runs in the dollar bin short boxes, so I have to dig through those sometime this week as well, and then I can sneak in one of those.
Yeah. But no, I'm very excited about it, and I just was like, oh man, the attention and just the thought. Dan says it best, that's Derek for you. He's good at doing that. Agreed. Derek's really just crushing it, and so thank you, Derek. If you're watching this, thank you. Sleepy readers in the building. Greetings from the West Coast. Happy new comic book day, he says, and happy comic book day to you as well, sir. And it's good to see you.
I better get a light on up in here. It's getting dark where I'm at.
Getting dark.
It is. It's dark outside. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, it's like kind of pixelating, but it's like wanting to focus on you. So I think it'll figure it out.
Yeah. I actually hold on. I'm gonna turn my outside patio light.
Okay.
Sorry guys, I don't know if that'll do any good, but who knows? So is it my turn, John?
It is your turn.
Okay. I see that comment from Sleepy Reader as well. I just want to say what up, Sleepy. So Sleepy, I'm gonna bust into this package I got in the mail from Floating World Comics, Sleepy's local comic book shop, and I got a Night Hunters #4. So at Rainbow, I was there. They did have a few copies of this, but they sold out right when I got there. I saw Mark Wagner grab the last copy, and I was like, "Ooh, Mark got it." So no worries. I wanted to I went to this publisher, who's also a comic shop, and just got it from them. So super stoked. But I saw Sleepy Reader, so I thought I'd share one of my packages I got this week.
Fantastic, nicely done. Okay, well. On the DC front, you guys, I dabble in the ways of DC Comics from time to time. I'm no prude. And so I am reading Batman Detective Comics issue 1038, and I gotta say, when you have 4 digits before the decimal, it just rolls off the tongue, baby. And so I'm all about that life. Looks like we're going to be dealing with Penguin coming up, but I gotta be honest, Huntress for me is stealing the show. I always vote for just kind of those off characters, those anti-heroes. Huntress, man, loving it. It's been so fun. I still feel that Man-Bat is arguably the best DC title of the year, even though it's ended with 5 issues. But I'm gonna hold that torch high.
You love Man-Bat. You can't help loving it, not loving it.
Exactly.
So
exactly. But yeah, excited to see what this issue holds. It's been a strong series though, still. So.
Oh yeah. Well, next up, I'm going to switch. Stay on that Batman DC train. This is another one of these books that I am picking. John told me to pick up. He said I should check it out. I'm not a normal picking up some dumb offshoot of Batman, but Batman Reptilian looked cool. I was like, you know what? John recommends it at this point. I'm probably going to pick it up unless it's just so off my alley. And then what really sold me was Garth Ennis is the writer, which I'm a big fan of. So I was like, oh, actually, I should check that out. And then we get Liam Sharp on the pencils. And so if you guys don't know Liam Sharp, I want to pick. He's an insanely weird illustrator and dark and not very comic book like at all. So this is kind of like the panels. They're very, very strange and eerie. And everything gets exaggerated. So I'm super, super stoked to get into, this really weird book. So yeah, Batman Reptilian, just recommend.
I might need that.
John. Yeah, and it's all because those creators are just so not your normal stock of DC go-tos.
I might need to get my little mitts on that. That sounds awesome.
It's cool.
Okay. All right. Well, not technically the X-Men train, but parallel to it, you guys, Marvel Comics brings us some X-Men Legends #4, additional backstories featuring the old characters. It looks like we're talking kind of that X-Men X-Factor awkward haircut phase, if you will, where they're working for the government-ish. And so looking forward to seeing what this is all about. Issue 3, it's been a while since that one came out that I don't even really remember what happened. And it's filed at this point. I don't think that they really run together, though. I think that they're like kind of one-off stories, so I'm okay with that, too. Sure. But I have been enjoying it so far just because I do see it as extra content, and I'm all about that. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, why not, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's that our favorite type of X-Men, the old 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. Next up, I got Black Hammer Reborn, #1. I've been on and off on these Black Hammers. I'm late to the Black Hammer party, but I caught up via Hoopla. And so now when these series come out, I try to catch them. This is back to being written by Jeff Lemire. So the other spinoffs have kind of been other writers, his friends that have written the side stories. But now we're back to the main Black Hammer series. So this is Black Hammer Reborn. We have Black Hammer's daughter right here, as you can see, and she is the new Black Hammer. Super stoked to get into this. So pumped to have Jeff Lemire back on a main helm of Black Hammer. One of his, best creations that he ever had. And Dark Horse is super lucky to get this because I think this sells well in the trade as well. And everybody I know seems to think it's like the best non-Marvel and DC superhero, maybe besides like Astro City or Powers. Those are it's up there with the best is all I'm saying. So it's
heck yeah,
cool to see that series go on.
Yeah, awesome. Going into the not really indie route, hardly at all really. We got Darth Vader issue 13 going up against what appears to be IG-88, but could be the robot from Mandalorian, different model. I have no idea. Probably IG-88 with War of the Bounty Hunters is the vibe I'm getting, but could be wrong. I am not buying all of the cross issues for War of the Bounty Hunters by any means, but I do rock with your girl, Dr. Aphra. So looking forward to seeing what's going on there. And Vader, it hasn't been as strong of a run because the droids aren't in it, I feel. But it has been still it still interests me. It still holds my attention. Sure. So I'm curious to see what it looks like, but we'll see.
Cool, man. Cool. All right. My next book is Motherfuckers, and it is, hey, you can say that when that's the title. I can't help myself. That's what the name of this book is.
That's what it is.
Behemoth book, though, this is a new #1. I'm trying to get all those behemoths. They're doing weird things with weird artists that are out there. Some have been awesome. Some have been pretty bad. But I'm checking this one out as well. So here we go.
Heck yeah. Well, my second to last thing to talk about is the old X-Men train. So just looking here, we got some familiar faces. So you guys, Tom, Mindy, and I, we had a chance to fly to Krakoa. Emma was just not nice to us on the cell phone. I still get messages, and dude, comic book, look, we're booked. Relax, okay? But we got Way of X, issue number 3, and Nightcrawler front and center on this cover, fittingly so. This is the exploration of morals, of religion, and all sorts of good things on Krakoa. So a very intriguing book.
Yeah.
And of course, rocking with the dressed up variant covers. Into outer space we go with Magneto on the right with his baller outfit and top hat.
Yeah.
Sword number 6. So this is, again, just kind of taking everything into space. And if you haven't read the giant-sized X-Men issue that came out last week, get on it. It's interesting. It's different. Finally, more about the Hellfire Gala. We're at Wolverine issue number 13. So looking forward to seeing what's happening there. Fun cover. Deadpool's trying to crash the party. We had legit invites. We didn't have to deal with Wolverine lunging at us. I mean, standard stuff, you know. So I guess maybe Deadpool doesn't have to put up with the text messages and the survey afterwards or anything like that. But we're good. We're good.
That's good.
That's my X-Men train. And I got one more thing to talk about after that.
All right. I have a few things. So let me I only have 2 new books from Rainbow left. So I'm going to just do them both. And then, because I got more stuff after that. So another book that I picked up, issue number 1, vinyl. This is another John Nordstrom recommendation, so I picked it up. I haven't read it yet. We'll see if it's good. And then the next one, Spawn's Universe. This is going full 1993 Spawn. Look at the greens, look at the layout, look at the guns. But now Spawn has its own universe. I've been reading Spawn because it's the only book that's still at $2.99. And now with this, I got, I think this was like $7. How much was this sucker? $5.99, $6. So they doubled their price, but this is a thick book, man. It is huge. And we've been having Gunslinger Spawn and Medieval Spawn and King Spawn and all the normal Spawn, and they've all been getting together for like Mutant Spawn. And so I think this is going to be the accumulation of just all these different Spawns coming together. It's 100% absurd. It's 100% over the top. I'm fucking loving every second of it. Todd McFarlane is the man. He has that great quote that was they used in Crossover. Kids love chains.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's fantastic. All right. My last one, I literally don't have on me, but I had a chance to crush volume 1, so issues 1 through 6 of Stillwater. And what? I loved it.
You
did?
I
got the trade. Yeah. And I loved it. I see exactly what you're talking about in relation to autumnal, and it blew my mind. I was like, what a creepy concept. So I definitely need the other trades of that. That was fantastic.
There's not one, bro. Issue 8 just came out. You're only 2 issues behind. Just start picking them up, man. You are literally that's all. I mean, I would assume it was the trade was 1 through 6. So we've had 7 and 8. And you can tell where it's going now, dude. I'm so excited that you read that. How crazy would it be to be driving to this town and then your best friend is just fucking killed? And like, I don't know, man, everything. I mean, I love that story, dude. I'm so glad you picked it up, John. What a surprise.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely delightful. Getting some comments here. Sleepy, I am waiting for Spawn books with other writers I heard he was bringing in.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to pick him up. Todd McFarlane's had my back by staying at $2.99 from his book. You know what? I'm going to scratch his back and buy some of these other books.
I see we have a superhero tuning in, possibly. Daredevil himself, Matt Murdock, is tuning in. Watch the top 10 heroes video again and still don't understand how John could still only list villains. That doesn't surprise me at all. Throughout the history of this show, I have been a complete moron when it comes to my lines of morals and what justice means and everything, and I'll openly admit that.
That's so funny.
Sounds like I'll have to rewatch that too.
And we gotta revisit those things. We will do a top 10 villains and a top 10 heroes episode soon. We gotta revisit it. There's been a lot of want for it, John. So we gotta make it happen.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
That's awesome. Matt, you're awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
So that's all I got, Tom.
Well, cool. So I got a few other things. I hit up the dollar wall. So nothing too important, but I got this old Phil Hester book. You know, Phil Hester, friend of Wednesday Comics, got to be on a panel with him at SuperCon. Really great guy, writing Family Tree. So I thought I'd check that out. Then this one, I just thought had a really cool cover. You get Sandman and the Green Lantern, all white and green. And I'm just a fan of green. And then we got Marvel Universe, the Handbook. This isn't a comic. It's just like tells you about all of the characters. And I got two of them. This one had Puck on the cover. I knew, so I figured John would like that. And they were $1. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to read up and I'll throw these next to my toilet and, you know, I'll know everything about superheroes in a couple months.
There's a lot of info in those for real.
Yeah, dude, there is. They're like, it's straight small text and it's the entire page about the character. So yeah. And then my very last thing that I wanted to talk about is this fanzine called Strangers Fanzine. So I would check them out on Instagram. I got turned on to them through Mark Wagner. And so I bought issues 1, 2, 3 of the actual zine Strangers. And with the package, I also got this comic, Alonzo Sneak. This is from Nate Garcia. He's an up-and-coming indie artist and writer from Philly. And I had talked about some of his other books before. This is his newest book. And I have only had a chance to flip through it, but it was so dope. I just got it in the mail today. So even though I got such great things at Rainbow Comics, I come home and then get like another one. It was like double Christmas, yo. So it's like super stoked. But yeah, if you guys are not following these guys on Instagram and Twitter, you know, Nate Garcia and Strangers Fanzine, definitely worth the checkout. Get to see some really cool creators that you may not see otherwise.
Dude, heck yeah.
And that's all I got.
We got Mark sneaking in here. Celebrity sighting as well. Strangers represent. And of course, Matt Murdock for the save. You guys rock. Yes, thank you. Well, you do too. And thank you for saving Hell's Kitchen. You're amazing.
Yes, thank you, Matt.
And thank you for having an awesome Netflix TV show. That was awesome.
No, the last few seasons sucked.
What?
Season 1 was good.
I liked all of it. Actually, I like seasons 1 and 2 the best.
Yeah, I know. No, I think maybe season 2 is still good. You're right. Maybe it didn't complete like I wanted to. It slowed down and then didn't have another season. I just think, it wasn't as bad as Iron Fist.
Wasn't that season 2 or 3 where you were supposed to appear and Netflix dropped the ball and didn't book your flights or something stupid?
No, they booked my flights and I shot for 4 days. And then I go and the director calls and says, Tom, we're just going to have to cut it for time. You did have the best acting out of anybody in the show, but because of time restrictions, we have to cut it. And I said, you know what? That's tough. I texted Emma and I said, Emma, I know you've been waiting for me to be in the Daredevil. Maybe can you make a few phone calls? This is kind of when our relationship was starting ramping up, me and Emma. And she said, you know what? I'll make a phone call. Still, her and Matt Murdock aren't talking because of that. So, I mean, it's just something to look out for. Don't trust directors. I am a great actor, and I was supposed to be in that show. I was in the show. So, something to look out for. Directors.
Brilliant. That's amazing. Oh, you guys. Well, another stellar week in comics. By the way, I just got to say, I looked down and I have this issue, Strange Tales, issue 138. And this is actually the first appearance of Eternity, which is my boy, the Cosmic Dude. And you guys have to see this. Like, I just get such a charge out of this artwork. I had to find it really quick because I was like, you're used to like the glamorous, like, he's all starry and stuff. And he is. It's just so cool to see him. Just so chilled out in the old style. I just freaking love that so much. Yeah,
dude, that is so badass, man. I
love
that tattooed on you. I mean, that is amazing, bro.
That'd be a fun tattoo, actually.
When did you get that key right there, bud? You got the first appearance of him. When did you get that? Yeah,
Oh heavens! So I got this. This was just at Rainbow. It was probably a couple of months ago. I actually got a ton of Eternity appearances because I was going to do this whole special about it, about the character, and I never did it. I still have all the reading set aside, but it's like a glorified book club kind of thing.
That's so cool, John. Man, I didn't know anything about that, and I can't believe you have that issue. That is really cool, dude. And you should read all those because I want to watch your history of that character, man. That's so neat.
I might do like a drunk history or something instead because I don't claim to be an expert. You know, half these people watch and are like, dude, I've been reading comics forever, and I am not going to claim that at all, but I will give you my impressions.
Yeah. Ooh. That's, you know, that is show business, baby. That is show business. Mark knows.
Mike sliding in here. Nate Garcia and Strangers Fanzine. Great picks. Awesome. It is a strange night for sure, Sleepy. So you definitely tuned into a good one. And look at Tom. He's like rocking that Stranger Things vibe.
No doubt.
That bonus he's in the dark. I've seen some things light up in the background, some fireflies. Or are they eyes?
Yeah, I don't know. No, man, there are tons of fireflies in the backyard. It's beautiful out here. And it has, I mean, how crazy is it? Like it was full daylight.
It was light.
Started, bro. It is full dark now.
We shut the day down there. Yeah. Mike also recommend Clusterfucks as well. All right. So there you go.
I'll check it out for sure, Mike. Thanks.
So another freaking amazing episode, you guys. Just a heads up for you. Tom and I are planning something amazing coming up in a couple of weeks. It is going to be our 10-year anniversary. 10 years. That's a freaking decade of greatness of Keeping It Comics. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of me saying Keep It Comics. All the beer we drank. Oof.
It's a lot.
I should save some of that for the show. I'm going to shut up about that. But it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So the second week in July, I think, is where we're batting for, because it was July 11th, I want to say, something like that. We'll confirm. But it's going to be really cool, you guys. So definitely, it's going to be good. Sleepy Reader, watch out for the serial killer behind you.
That's just my wife's garden.
I was going to say, I was like, Poison Ivy, possibly? I don't know. Mr. Bloom? I don't know. Yeah, 10 years, amazing. It is amazing. We have definitely just had fun. But we're going to save the congratulations and all that good stuff for then, and we're going to have some fun on that episode. So definitely be sure to keep an eye on us over the next couple of weeks. And yeah, Tom, do you have anything else? Or
that's all I got, guys. It's always fun, John. Love hanging out, talking comics. Guys, go get your comics at Rainbow. Don't forget. Shout out to all our friends. Smash and Grab Comics and the Comic Book Bears and Wednesday Comics. Well, I just got hit in the face with a moth. That was sweet.
Yeah. Mothman Prophecy.
Yes. But check out all of the family. Make sure you're reading Mark Wagner books. Make sure you're reading Mikey Martinez books. Shout out to the 605 fam. Go to SuperCon. That's all I got, man. Those are my plugs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you guys, we are a Comic Book Look. We are proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics. So again, if you are in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, stop on by to 42nd and Minnesota Avenue. And if you are in Lincoln, Nebraska, we have a crew down there to help you out as well. We can be found on the Twitters, so @JohnOnDemand, @TomStewDivine, or collectively at @A Comic Book Look. If you are watching us through YouTube, or you're not part of our Facebook group yet, we do have our community. Just look for a Comic Book Look. We'd love to continue the conversation. Visit casually there and just have nerdy banter. That's all it is. So it's just a bunch of friends hanging out, and that's the way we like it. But you guys, we are going to wrap it up. It is getting so dark, and Tom needs to not live in Nocturna world where it gets dark outside and things get twisted. So we're gonna save Tom's life here, and we're gonna wrap up the show here. Thank you guys so much. All the comments pouring in. You guys are awesome. Matt Murdoch, been watching since the new 52 episodes. Thank you for the support. It's viewers like you guys that make this all possible. We love it. So we will see you guys next week for sure with another amazing round of comics to talk about, and keep an eye out in a couple weeks because we've got a big episode coming for our 10-year anniversary. You guys have a fabulous week, and you guys also know the drill. We keep it comics for sure.